What is up, everybody? I'm No Lex Given, and today we're going to be taking a look at Sad Drac, or Festive Drac, as it currently says on the screen. Wanted to draw some attention. There's currently a bundle available in the in-game shop, totally free, where you can pick up this Sad Drac custom skin, as well as a few brand new emotes, and also the border that you can currently see around Festive Drac. Here's another look at it after the game loads up, but just wanted to draw some attention to these things in case you missed the in-game news, and they had a pretty fun Festive Drac game to show off as well. Our first shop doesn't have anything great for us to pick up, really. I don't like slaying with any of these characters, even though they all potentially could, so I'm going to grab the Humpty Dumpty. And the reason that I grabbed the Humpty Dumpty is actually because it's a good unit. It is good enough that it's able to win that fight and deal some damage to Spectral Dragon there, but let's actually talk about this for a second. I buy and sell the Bossy, so that way when I roll the die, it's either going to land on the Sherwood Sure Shot or on the Polywoggle. And then I'll have that with +1/+1 that I can instead throw in that first position and start slaying with that. And I'm super happy to be able to pick up a Sherwood Sure Shot. Ranged characters, obviously very good on Sad Drac. But when I say good character, I mean that Humpty Dumpty has the potential to be Shard of the Ice Queen. And we find a Shard of the Ice Queen right here on 2.2, so that is really great and actually gets us probably the best possible unit that we could grab, which is a Kitty Cup Purse. So a 4/2 Kitty Cup Purse already, because it was able to slay as a Humpty Dumpty, is pretty sweet. Now I just got to figure out which of these other characters I want to pick up. Polywoggle is pretty good with some free boots that you get from Festive Drac, and Lonely Prince is just a good character. So what we're going to do is we are going to put our Kitty Cup Purse in position 1, that will slay, then our Polywoggle will get attacked into, and then Sherwood Sure Shot has the next attack after that. So we actually do wind up losing this combat, unfortunately, to my opponent's range characters, but still a really good combat. We've got an extra gold, our Kitty Cup Purse is still growing, and now we even get to flip over our Frog Prince. So pretty sweet stuff. And then I like this shop as well. We can pick up a Wish Upon a Star sooner or later. Next turn we can just try to pick up, I almost called it Sad Drac, Vampire or Vampire and Water Wraith rather. So that'll be nice for us, and then we can lock onto the Wish Upon a Star and cast that. Buy that. I was starting to think about you catch a falling star, right? And that got in my head. Catch a falling star. So yeah, anyways, after that distraction, our Polywoggle actually somehow does find a slay, which is pretty fantastic, and then we'll also walk away with a win from this shop. So wish I would have caught that falling star a little bit earlier, but we could still potentially pick that up now, especially now that we just grabbed a 410. I wasn't expecting to be strong already on this turn, but the fact that we've got a free 410 already on our board, I think definitely just means I should pick this up, and then next turn we'll roll into 4.0 with hopefully some extra gold from the Kitty Cup Purse, a nice Shadow Assassin, and maybe even a Tier 4 treasure. I mean, I wouldn't expect to grab that so soon, but we could definitely start hitting some really nice power. Now, one thing that I did want to bring up just briefly is I did consider the Happy Little Tree as well on that 2.2 turn, though I did feel like we were strong enough that I probably didn't have to go in that direction. That is still something that I think could potentially work on Sad Drac. It used to be the strat. For those of you that don't know, you would put an evil character, ideally like a Shadow Assassin, in slot number 1, and then you would just have a Happy Little Tree somewhere growing its health, so then you have an evil character with high attack and a good character with high health, which made Shoulder Fairy a really big character once you found those and were able to pick up on those. I'll pick up a Juliet on 4.1, hoping to potentially find like a Romeo or something for it. Kind of wish that I didn't and could have just picked up this Greedy instead, found some more cash, and just kept grabbing some strength from that. But I mean, at the very least, we're up in some XP, so that's really nice. And yeah, obviously just really, really strong right now for this stage of the game. And yeah, even have that bonus XP. I believe we won with the Wish Upon a Star. I wasn't paying attention. Did we win? Or I feel like I don't remember winning. Sorry, I've got to go back. We're all ranged characters, that's right. So we have to win this one. And we do. Great. So we grabbed the bonus XP from the Wish Upon a Star. Apologies. Yeah, I just did not mention that here in the commentary. And then totally skipping this fight. Let's go back and watch it. All right. We're a little scuffed. We pick up the Juliet, and we also pick up a Lady of the Lake, which is important because it gives that Nutcracker just a little bit more health and potentially some more survivability that we could maybe grab a tier 4 treasure from it. And we were very close to just activating it right this turn. Not quite going to get there. Still have a little bit of ways to go, but now we can also pick up a Romeo. That's a pretty big power spike, especially for this stage of the game. And I'm also thinking that at some point I might want to put the Shadow Assassin in the first position, so that way we could potentially get that rolling. And then I'm going to fire off a fireball just to continue to be strong. Probably didn't need to do so, but then I am going to pick up the Frog Prince because there's some really good tier 4 treasures, specifically Bounty Board. If we can grab a Bounty Board, that one is really strong. Not that we need, I mean, we're only getting 1 bonus cash per turn with the Kitty Cupper, so some more bonus cash could be pretty nice. I'm sticking with that in slot 1 for now, and then that'll grow Shadow Assassin by 2 attack because the Kitty Cuppers will now be slaying twice. And then hopefully we can also get the tier 4 treasure off the Nutcracker soon, and a pretty good fireball. We don't grab a 3 for 1, but we grab a really nice 2 for 1 there. So pretty sweet stuff all around, and we are going to grab that tier 4 treasure from the Nutcracker indeed. So just a really fantastic start to this game on all sides of it. And now we get to just continue to be pretty strong here. Let's take a look at these treasures again. We've got Deck of Many Things, Moonsong Horn, and 3 of Shields. I generally do like Deck of Many Things, but I think that Moonsong Horn just like potentially buying some more XP, plus it's a little bit more stats. It's not super exciting, but I think that it's still the way to go. And this is definitely a little bit of a weird turn here, but we're going to pick up Angry, and then we're going to True Love's Kiss it and grab an early tier 6 character, which turns into Doom Breath, which we could actually make work. We're always going to have first attack, so that's really sweet. And if it slays, it'll start growing with the River Wish Mermaid, but then also start growing with the Festive Drac hero power. So it's one of the better tier 6 characters that you can grab. Now, unfortunately, it is unable to slay against this opponent. So pretty unlucky. The Spectral Dragon, quite large. They're hitting us pretty big there. We'll show off that new emote. Feel like the best use for that emote is when somebody just smacks you super hard and you weren't expecting it, and then you're like, what the heck just happened? So I thought that was a fun way to utilize that one. I like that among these new emotes here. We do have Baba Yaga as a character that we could pick up, and I think that that's good enough. I'm going to just skip the treasure. None of those were super exciting, so that way I can pick up Baba Yaga. It's a little bit tough trying to fit everything on this board, especially Romeo and Juliet, and I want to pick up all of these Shadow Assassins as well, because we can start scaling those alongside scaling the Doom Breath here. I'll also wind up selling off 2 things to pick up Lightning Dragon, and basically as soon as the fight starts, or maybe right before the fight starts, I try to drag it out because I realize that it's a mistake, but I just don't have enough time left on the clock. So I'm like, all right, we're rolling with it. But as you can see there, the Doom Breath would have slayed in additional time if we just weren't playing the Lightning Dragon. So we kind of messed with our Doom Breath by playing the Lightning Dragon. First thing I'm going to do right now is just cut that, so that way we can slay with this Doom Breath as much as possible. This is an interesting True Love's Kiss, and I'm still going for True Love's Kisses because it's technically 5.0 right now, and I feel like those would still add a ton of power to the board, but it's a little bit awkward in that we can either do it on our Baba Yaga or our Doom Breath, 2 characters that we actually really like, or we could do it on our upgraded Nutcracker, which is only going to get us a tier 5 character, but is definitely still pretty powerful to grab an upgraded tier 5 character. And when you get 9 Sea Terror, definitely not super exciting. I'm going to be looking to True Love's Kiss that one again, but we'll see what we can do. I am definitely interested in 9 Sea Terrors. I mean, I'm also interested in like Jormungand or something, so I'm not going to lock on to this 9 Sea Terror. But now all of the Slay treasures are level 5, both the Horn of Olympus and the Evil Eye. So that definitely does increase the stock of Nyan Sea Terror by a considerable amount, and that's something that I might like to pick up a little bit later if we can find some. We take out the Sphinx there. They had a treasure map in the waiting that they did not get to use, so that's pretty nice. I do have to think about, do I want to just grab a pumpkin here? Because we've got the Nyan Sea Terror and we've got the Doom Breath, which are pretty large evil characters, large in level. So we'll be able to summon 2 more things there. And then I was bringing up Nyan Sea Terrors. As much as we kind of just moved out of Slay, I might want to move back into it. And by move out of Slay, I mean pick up the pumpkin, not really a card that you typically see in Slay comps. Now, what is awkward here is in order to purchase both of the Nyan Sea Terrors this turn, I'd have to sell 4 things. And if I don't buy them both this turn, then I'm wasting some gold. And I like a lot of the things that I have. So instead of selling both, or selling my whole bench to pick up both Nyan Sea Terrors, I'm just going to sell off one thing, and that way I can cycle one thing in the shop. I think I cycled a Romeo, and I'm going to lock onto that second Nyan Sea Terror for next turn. Doom Breath grabs a double Slay, so that is absolutely huge. That is exactly what we're going for there. Pretty huge Shadow Assassins as well, and then we are able to clean up against this Gwen, and Gwen's only on 5.1, so you got to remember, rest of the lobby definitely trailing behind. But unfortunately, we do not grab a Slay treasure. We grab a treasure that's good for Pumpkin, so I guess Pumpkin was a reasonable hedge, but definitely awkward. Now I'm considering, like, do I want to just play a Pumpkin strat? We've got an Ambrosian Pumpkin here, and maybe that's the way to go. I'm also, like, along those same lines, just thinking, okay, do I want Medusa? Go for more scam. Do I want Burning Beard, which potentially just summons better characters with Pumpkin? And ultimately, I'm not going to pick up either of those, but I am going to pick up Eye of Ares, give all of those Pumpkin spawns a little bit more stats. You'll also notice I'm doing something that might look a little bit silly here. I'm frontlining a Baba Yaga. And main reason I'm doing that, well, we can still backline a Baba Yaga too if we really want to pump up this Doom Breath, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to put my largest ranged character into slot 5, so that way it has the most chances to double attack. But I also, well, it's not going to double attack when it gets hit by a dragon there. Doom Breath is still going to slay, so that's nice. Doom Breath will still get some bonus stats there. But the main thought process is, 1, get Shadow Assassin. There's 2 thoughts. Get Shadow Assassin in the more common attacking position, slot 5, and then also put a Baba Yaga in the front, so that way it is spawning a higher leveled character with my Pumpkin. Now, when we complete the Pumpkin triple again, I'm looking for Moonsong Horn, I'm looking for Evil Eye. We end up getting a little bit unlucky this game, which is unfortunate, but I am happy to have an upgraded Baba Yaga, and at the point where I've got an upgraded Baba Yaga, I start to think, well, maybe I do want to put that Doom Breath, or put that behind the Doom Breath. Then I make another pretty big blunder here. Casting Croc on Pumpkin, generally a pretty good thing. However, now we just lost my Ambrosia bonus. So we're going to have an upgraded Croc, but it's an upgraded Croc that still only has one thing inside of it. Unfortunately, that won't populate out 3 pumpkins. So a little bit of a downtick in power this turn is unfortunate, and that might mean that we don't have the juice to take out this Tripoli. We're going to have our Shadow Assassin get attacked into as punishment for not putting that into slot 5, and then we don't really spawn that great of stuff here. Our Medusa gets attacked into. We really have to scam with this monster book, and it's just not going to be enough. So we take 9 down to 9, and now we're up against the Ghost, but a huge mistake here to croc that pumpkin, and now we just don't have access to an Ambrosian pumpkin. So pretty awkward. We can still pick up some more scam here, pick up the Rotten Applewood, which is nice, and then not really looking to dream, just looking for, I don't even know, I guess True Love's Kisses to hit these Nyan Sea Terrors to actually grab some upgraded tier 6 units. We'll lock on to Cupid, that's pretty good against dwarves generally, if you can have that attack and make 2 dwarves trade into each other. But I feel like the Spectral Dragon is going to defeat Goldilocks. So I just have to find a way to add some more scam to this board and try to grab some more power out of that. That's the whole idea that I'm working with right now. I think we're going to be okay against the Ghost. I think we're going to be okay getting second place. The only question is, are we going to have enough juice to get more than second place? And yeah, definitely strong enough against the Ghost here. That Ambrosia on the, or rather the Croc on my Ambrosia character, that definitely hurt. But we do see that Sad Drac grabs a win. I don't actually know where I want this Cupid to go. That's a little bit awkward. Do I want it? I want it to attack early. Do I want to put that in slot 5? Do I want to put that into slot 6 potentially? Like, I feel like I might still want Shadow Assassin attacking first. Ultimately, I believe this is what I am going to go for, and we'll see. We'll see if this Cupid in slot 6 is good enough to take down these dwarves. Doombreath still gets a double slay, and then we are able to scam their doubly, but now we've got to deal with an Echo Wood, and unfortunately they attack right into Cupid. Can we get another Cupid? No. We grab a Medusa and a Monster Book. Pigomorph does not hit the Echo Wood. Medusa then gets attacked into, and we're out of scam, unfortunately. And with that, we're also out of the game. We're going to grab second on this one. Still a pretty good finish. I think that Spectral Dragon did pretty well overall. This game made a pretty nice Dwarves comp. I still thought this was a fun one to look at. Had the early Doombreath, got that up to 73 attack. So it was doing pretty good for us, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough in the end. But that is going to be the end for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lugs Given. Peace.